everyone. Welcome back to NOTIERS, Frontiers, Diaries. Our last episode there's just too much stuff in the Yucatan Peninsula to have in one episode. So we split it up into 2 episodes, and so this is the Yucatan Part 2.
Enjoy!
So on our way across the Yucatan Peninsula, we stopped by the city of Mérida. And that's actually where we had New Year's Eve. And they had a big celebration there. They had fireworks, and I think Mexico in general is just very into partying and socializing. And so if it's New Year's and you're somewhere in Mexico, you're going to find an awesome party.
I don't remember this at all.
Oh, Mérida is a beautiful Spanish colonial city. I just really loved the historic architecture of the place. It's one of the best preserved Spanish colonial cities. You don't remember New Year's?
No.
There's probably a reason for that.
Was I drinking?
Yes.
It was an amazing time.
Not the first person to forget New Year's.
This is true.
But it was really nice.
Yeah.
I remember it because I was not drinking.
No.
So we made our way across the Yucatan Peninsula over to the eastern side, where there is a town that we stayed in called Playa del Carmen, which is right outside of the famous and infamous Cancun,
Yes.
where all the spring breakers go.
It was nice because it was Christmas and my pops flew in and we got to exchange Christmas gifts, and that was really
so nice.
Really cool. And yeah, it was like in Partyville, and we were staying with my dad, but that was nice because
I mean, it was
probably wouldn't have
it was
remembered
past
that too.
Christmas, but it was still the
New
Christmas
Year's,
season.
It
was around that time, and Playa del Carmen is almost like a little baby Cancun. I feel like it is still very much all about the beach and partying and having a good time, which we definitely did. And near to there is another ruin that is very awesome because it's right on the coast.
It's like the beachside condo version of the ruins.
I mean, if I had to live in one of these Mayan temples, I would probably live in Tulum.
I mean, a lot of the ones that we've been to were inland and very amazing within the jungles, and this whole, vibe that I've never seen, obviously. But then
very jungle covered.
The coastal one, where it's just...
There were so many iguanas there. I mean, we were used to seeing iguanas, but like Tulum, for some reason, it has now become like the ruins of iguanas. They are the kings of those ruins.
But, I mean, it's all these stone buildings, but like in all the window frames, bam, iguana. Like little cracks in the foundation that have eroded over time, bam, iguana. And beautiful fields, it's just iguana. It was just really
basking in the sun. I don't know how they could possibly want more sun. I mean, it was so hot there. But yeah, those iguanas really took over, and they were very, very cool. But the ruins themselves are also awesome. I mean, they're kind of like perched on a cliff. You've got the ocean on one side.
And some of them were recessed into some of the buildings, right? And there were paintings in there that had like the original red.
Yes.
That, you know, I mean, a lot of these things that you see on the exterior, again,
they just look
they'll
like
touch
white
up
limestone.
and, you know, do what an interpretation of what they assumed may or may not have been the colors. But here there's a couple little paintings that were the original.
So great.
And it was really nice. And
Yeah.
then there was like the governor's palace and the mistress palace and all these other.
They have all these stories, and no
Yeah.
one's really sure if any of these stories are true, but they certainly have made
Yeah.
stories
And
about every building there.
Again, we hired
We took
a tour guide
because we
I was
were
like,
with your father.
yeah.
Yes.
And he had so many stories to tell. So many stories upon stories
And
upon stories.
ghost stories.
And ghost stories that,
Gosh, they love their ghost
I
stories.
mean, this
in
guy,
Mexico.
he pretty much just admitted the fact that he was a raging alcoholic and that he would often find himself within the ruins and then find something strange
Magical.
because he was so drunk. And then
Yes.
he'd go back the next day to confirm,
And then it was
and it
gone.
was gone. You know, and again, it's just like, whatever, dude, you're awesome story. But let's stick to the
man.
facts, which are still loose.
Facts and legends
And legend.
definitely blend.
Yeah, but his own personal experience, I was not too interested in.
No, definitely
But it was
not.
cool. My dad liked
Very
his stories.
beautiful.
It was nice just to walk around. There's a little beach down there.
Yeah.
So it's
you
on
can
a
actually,
cliff
like, go to the ruins and the beach.
and the beach, and it was just a beautiful day.
That water, I mean, the water of the Yucatan Peninsula is as turquoise as it gets. You cannot get
Yeah.
better tropical beaches than out there. It's perfect.
Yeah. It was just beautiful. Blue sky, couple white puffy clouds, old ruins.
So that was
ocean
just
beach.
a day trip from Playa del Carmen.
Yeah.
And we
We
also
also
hit
went
up
to a
to
cenote.
cenotes. There's like the Gran Cenote. I
Yeah.
mean, there's so many cenotes in Mexico. And those are, again, those kind of like water pools that are in sinkholes made from the limestone.
There's cool ones where like people like free dive into. I forget what that's called.
Oh, yeah.
You know, free.
I
They
don't know
jump
what it's
into
called.
with little
They jump
parachute
into,
things.
Yes.
But we didn't do that. So.
No.
But there's cool ones that are connected with. There'll be like two right next to each other, and then like this little cave system in between.
Yeah.
The clearest of clear water.
So
We
clear.
had
Goggles.
goggles just because I get creeped out by ocean life and such, and so they came in useful for throughout Mexico.
Well, some of these are, a lot of them are freshwater,
Yes.
and they've been untouched for so many years. I want to say millions of years, but I'm probably way off. It's probably not millions of years, but they find like old Neolithic and probably even dinosaur bones at the
Yeah.
bottom there
Well, I mean,
of creatures that have gotten stuck.
well, creatures would feed or drink or whatever, and then fall in and then
Yep.
stay there till the end of time.
Yeah, so I mean that area has so much history to it.
Yeah.
And you get to go swimming
And it's
have
beautiful.
a good time.
And there's turtles in there.
Yeah,
And
and
it was just a little sub-paradises within a larger paradise.
Absolutely.
It was just absolutely fantastic.
And this was also our first encounter with kind of a jungle-like atmosphere, was the Yucatan Peninsula, because before that a lot of Mexico was quite dry, same with the western United States, you got a lot of desert, but here it was getting really, really humid and very tropical, very rainforest-esque,
Yeah.
and that was just really getting us excited for the rest of Central America.
Yeah.
And when we were back in Playa del Carmen, you heard from some
yeah.
motorcycle friends.
Well, I mean, the cool thing about living in an age with Facebook and all that, you can take it to extremes. I've tried to write. Marissa is zero on social media.
I don't go on social media.
No, but I did. There was a pair of Canadians, or a French guy who lived in Canada and a Fijian woman who also lived in Canada,
Phil and Sepna.
Phil and Sepna, and they were staying in Playa del Carmen just like we were, and we said, well, we have to meet up. We met up at like a 50s diner that was a vegan joint.
A vegan 50s diner.
I got a milkshake and a hamburger with no
cheeseburger.
A cheeseburger even.
Somehow it was vegan.
And it was good.
It was good.
It was
good. It was amazing.
It was really exciting to meet another pair of travelers.
Yes.
We kicked it off really well. He rolled up on his bike. It was night, so we took a cab there, and he was, oh yeah, you can totally check out. He had an Africa Twin.
Yeah, of course we wanted to see his motorcycle. Yeah, an Africa Twin.
And
nice.
he let me, he wanted me to test drive it, and I love test driving everything. He offered.
You wanted to test drive it.
And I accepted, but we were in like a foreign country. This was a bike I've never ridden. All like Playa del Carmen is just like Chicago or any major city. Like there's a bunch of one ways. You can't make like 4 right turns and end up where you started and be like, oh, that was cool. But I'm on the bike. All I'm thinking is, man, I'm gonna drop it. Oh man, you're gonna get pulled over. You have no paperwork.
Tim took off, and Phil's expression changed like immediately. It was like it just immediately dawned on him, like, oh no.
That could be the last time I ever see my bike or that dude.
Watched him take his motorcycle away and turn down into the darkness. And then he started saying, like, what if, he gets pulled over, he doesn't have the right paperwork, which is very true, and he's not the owner of the motorcycle, and what if he can't find his way back here, and what if he crashes? I mean, there's all sorts of
I never took it out of second gear, and I rolled up and I'm like, that was awesome, and I was just mentally, I was like, thank God that is over. Let's not do that ever again. But
and Sepna and I just looked at each other and we were like, oh, guys,
they were really cool, and they were headed south, and so we knew that if everything worked out well,
we'd be able to travel together.
We'd be intertwined with them, and it's always at borders.
Yeah.
With the next border we're going to go to is Belize, and just strengthen numbers. We're very happy that there's 2 of us, and you just multiply that by 2 more people. Then it's really convenient.
We wanted them to be with us for many reasons.
Well, and I wanted to be with them just because they were good people, good stories.
Yeah.
It's again, Marisa and I have traveled extensively together, but to hear fresh stories from other people is quite amazing.
That isn't one of us. Yes.
Yes.
It's always great to travel with other motorcycle travelers.
Yeah.
So that is going to be in our next episode when we finally venture to our next country.
Second
Belize,
country
our
only.
Second country, and the first country that's technically in Central America, and the only country of Central America that speaks English.
Quote unquote, asterisk, not really, but sure. I was so excited.
We'll talk about it next time.
All right. Well, until then, guys, thanks for watching.
I hope
if you
liked
the video, give it 2 thumbs up. Give it just a thumbs up. Give it a like.
Just 1 thumbs up is good enough.
Subscribe to the little bell that dings.
Yep.
And we'll see you next time.
We will see you then.
Thanks, everybody.
Bye.
Peace.